They call it the silent killer for a reason. High blood pressure often hides in plain sight. No pain, no warning signs, until one day it strikes, a heart attack, a stroke, or kidney failure. But what if I told you sometimes it doesn't stay silent? Your body could already be whispering warnings that something is wrong. You just must know how to listen. Today, we are uncovering the top 7 high blood pressure symptoms you should never ignore. And stick with me until the end, because the number 1 is the most dangerous of them all and fools millions of people. Hello friends, I'm Dr. T, board-certified cardiologist lifestyle medicine. Let's dive in. Let's start with headaches, but not just any headaches. I'm talking about that deep pounding pressure behind your eyes or sometimes in the back of your head. The kind that makes your skull feel like it's pulsing with every beat. That throbbing pain could be your blood pressure surging, your body's way of shouting something is wrong. When your blood pressure spikes, the force stretches the blood vessels walls and triggers pain receptors. If it's sudden, severe, or unlike anything you've experienced before, it could be a hypertensive crisis, and in that moment, don't wait. Seek help. No, headaches are one thing, but sometimes high blood pressure symptoms shows up where you least expect, in your vision. Your eyes are like your body's built-in camera, and deep inside them is the retina, the part that captures every image you see. If you grow up like me in the Kodak era, think of the retina as the film that records the picture, and for the digital generation, the sensor that captures light. Now imagine that film gets scratched or that sensor damaged. Every picture would come out blurry or dark. That's exactly what high blood pressure can do inside your eyes. When your blood pressure stays high, the tiny delicate vessels in the retina swell up and start leaking. We call it hypertensive retinopathy. What it means is damage to the retina due to high blood pressure. And if it goes unchecked, it can cause permanent vision loss. You might notice things turning blurry or dim, or flashes and dark spots. Most people think, well, maybe I just need new glasses. But it could be your blood pressure damaging the film in your eyes. If you ever experience sudden vision loss or blurring in one or both eyes, don't wait. Seek help immediately. And here's my advice, especially if you are over 50. Make a yearly exam part of your heart health routine. Your eye doctor can look at the living camera film, your retina, and catch early damage before you notice a thing. Think of it like maintaining a classic car. Check it regularly, keep it tuned, and it will serve you for decades. That one simple exam could save your sight and your life. Now, not every warning sign shows up in your eyes. Sometimes the pressure makes itself known just right under your nose. Sometimes high blood pressure doesn't whisper, it shows itself, and one way it does that is through nosebleeds. If you ever had a sudden and unexpected nosebleed that's hard to stop, it might be your body's way of saying the pressure is too high. The inside of your nose is lined with delicate blood vessels. When your blood pressure spikes, they can rupture like an overfilled garden hose springing a leak. Now, not every nosebleed means you have high blood pressure. Obviously, any trauma, even allergies, even a hard sneeze can do it. But if it's frequent, spontaneous, or stubborn, that's when it's time to pay attention. Here's a simple rule to remember. If you have a quick nosebleed that stops in minutes, just mention to your doctor. But if you're bleeding in the last 10-15 minutes, it's hard to stop, or especially if associated with headaches or dizziness or chest pain, could be very serious. That could be a hypertensive crisis, and catching it early could save your life. But sometimes the warning sign, it's not a nosebleed. You may have the feeling you just can't catch your breath. Have you noticed you are huffing and puffing more than used to? Maybe a short walk or a single flight of stairs leaves you catching your breath. That's not just getting older. That could be your blood pressure silently wearing down your heart and lungs. What happens is when your blood pressure stays high, your heart pushes against the resistance, just like trying to blow through a straw. Over time, that strain weakens the heart muscle, and when it can't pump efficiently, fluid backs up into your lungs. That's when your breathing feels like work. You feel shortness of breath, what we call pulmonary congestion, pulmonary edema. If you ever feel sudden or severe shortness of breath, especially at rest, or if it wakes you up at night, seek help immediately. Here's the bottom line. If you're huffing and puffing, it's not your age. It might be your heart crying for help. Now, shortness of breath can stop you in your tracks, but the next sign drains your energy little by little. Ever feel like you're just running out of gas? No matter how much you rest, you wake up tired, you push through the day, and your energy is gone before dinner. That kind of deep, dragging fatigue can be an overlooked sign of high blood pressure. Here's why. When your blood pressure stays high, your heart's working overtime, like driving uphill all day with the parking brakes on. Your heart's doing extra work, but burning itself out in the process. Eventually, less oxygen-rich blood reaches your muscles and organs, and that's when weakness sets in. Sometimes it's not overall tiredness. If you have focal weakness, especially in one arm or leg, or side of your face suddenly feels weak or numb, stop everything. That could be blood pressure giving you a stroke. Fatigue creeps in slowly, but the next warning sign can hit you like a freight train. Chest pain is the symptom everyone fears, and for a good reason. If you ever feel tightness, elephant sitting in the chest, or squeezing sensation, burning sensation, that usually could spread to your neck, to your jaw, sometimes your left shoulder, down the arm, that could be your heart under attack. When high blood pressure damages the arteries feeding your heart, making them narrow and stiff, your heart can't get enough oxygen and you feel that crushing pain, what we call angina. But if the pain persists and builds up, could be a sign of a heart attack. Call 911 immediately. And keep in mind that the pain is not always in the chest. Sometimes the pain could be on your back, on the upper back, on the mid-back, especially with sky-high blood pressures. This could be a sign of a very serious condition called an aortic dissection, a tear in your body's main artery, the aorta. People describe it as the worst pain they've ever had. That's another 911 emergency. And now, the most dangerous symptom of all, the one that fools millions into thinking they are perfectly fine. No symptoms at all. The silent killer. That's right, high blood pressure often has no symptoms until it's too late. I'll never forget something from my early medical training in New York City. I saw young people in their 30s and 40s walking into the clinic, many African Americans and Puerto Ricans, coming with sky-high blood pressure and some with already kidney damage. Some, unfortunately, ended up in dialysis at such a young age. And they didn't really feel that sick. They had jobs, they had families, they were living their lives. But by the time they found out, their kidneys were already failing. That experience stayed with me for my entire career. It shows how silently this disease can destroy lives, not just in older adults, but in younger and strong as well. That's why we call it the silent killer. It hides until the first sign is a tragedy. But here's the good news. You don't have to wait for that. Checking your blood pressure is simple, fast, and life-saving. Do it at home with automatic cuff, and have it checked when you visit your healthcare professional. Even some pharmacists have a blood pressure machine you could check, because those numbers, knowing your numbers, could make the difference between healthy life and a catastrophe. And remember, high blood pressure is treatable and preventable. The most dangerous symptom is thinking you don't have one. And if you want to learn more about high blood pressure, check this video. I'll put a link above and in the description below.